The AI video world moves very fast. Just a few weeks ago, people were hyped up about Gemini, and it's been beaten by another model, which was also released about a week and a half ago. Here is our leaderboard currently. So this is a Hugging Space artificial analysis from this website here. They have a score attached to each model, ranking the models. So currently, the leaderboard is looking something like this. This is a model that has beaten Google's VEO3 Preview, the non-audio version, and that is text to video, and this is image to video. And image to video, Minimax actually beat VEO3 as well. No audio. So what this website is just a video arena thing, which basically means that you will be presented with this sort of two different videos, and you will also give the prompt, and then user can actually look at the prompt and see which video has been generated correctly, which matches the prompt more closely. And then for this one, African Savannah, if I choose this one, so it say okay, that has a better score, and then it moves up the score here. So it basically uses a scoring system. ELO, basically that is what is used in chess to rank chess players. So it's using a similar kind of system here. And ByteDance, a Seedance model, Seedance 1.0, that has beaten Google's VEO3. This is from ByteDance, the company that does TikTok as well, the same company. And this is Seedance's website, and it's actually pretty cool. It has a feature called multi-shot prompting. So in the same prompt, it can create multiple shots. So this is a 5-second clip, but if you look closely, it's a low tracking shot, and it's a front shot, and it's an aerial shot after that, and it's the same character. There's a character consistency, but that is for that 5 seconds duration, or 10 seconds is also possible, whereas VEO3 generates 8-second videos. But in that segment itself, the character is consistent. What I'm going to show you in a second will persist this character reference across videos. Coming back to this here, there are two different cuts here, and look at that, captures the emotions very well. Look at that. Here's another example of someone else will enter different characters, different cuts in the same prompt. Yeah, that's why it's really good. And different styles, it follows the prompts much more closely. So the hype has been real, like this. It has officially beaten VEO3. So the only major drawback is that right now, for example, it doesn't actually produce any audio, but in the system that I'm going to just show you, that will add audio, lip sync, background music, and sound effects. Everything is done. So the question is, what can you do with the world's best yet silent model, which I'll show you how to add the audio in a second? Would be the best thing. We could jump on this trend of viral videos. This started when VEO3 released. This guy Christ through AI. It's already 26k followers, and this is all generated through VEO3. We can jump on the trend. There's a ton of other creators doing the same thing. Look at this, 1.9 million views, 2.9 million views. So we can jump on the trend right now and create these stories to make most of it, but you don't have to break the bank. If you were to use VEO3, that will be $20 for the same one video, unless you do it manually through their website. But everything is done for you. Even if you don't have the skills, you just run through the system, and it will cost you about $1 per video. And let's get into it. This is the workflow. Don't be intimidated by all the nodes and stuff like that. Most of that is like retrieving information and stuff like that. It's actually very conceptually very simple. And what is the video that I've generated here? This is a David and Goliath story from Bible.
Hey, it's David, just a shepherd kid, but I'm about to face a giant. There's Goliath, huge Philistine soldier, terrifying, challenging Israel. No heavy armor for me, just sling and 5 stones. Trusting God here. Here goes nothing! Keep your eyes on the giant. I've got this! Boom! Got him right.
Alright, so that's the video that we are going to generate. So it has the lip sync, and it's all done for you. If you notice, the character also stays consistent across multiple scenes, which VEO3 cannot do. I'll walk you through the system. Before we start anything, that we need to do is to get our API keys. The Seedance model we are using through this provider here called WaveSpeed. FAL also provides the Seedance model here, but it's more expensive than this one here. So we want to keep our costs low, 15 cents, as you can see here. So go ahead and create your account here, and then head over to your API keys and create an API key and copy that. We will use that in the workflow. In FAL AI, that is FAL AI, you go to your create an account, and then you go to API keys and create an API key here. Keep them secure. In the workflow, wherever you are calling the APIs, for example, this one is calling the FAL API to generate speech. You have to add like this, use fields below, authorization and key, and replace your key here. This way your keys are exposed, so be careful. I've done it this way because you understand how to pass these things to these nodes, but the better way to do is to select a generic credential type and then add an account and add your API key there. So you will basically copy that, and to secure your keys, you go to generic credential type there, and you select select header auth and file like that, create a file account, and you click on create new credential, and then you type in authorization, and then here, let me just show you what that looks like. It will look like this. Be sure to add this key in front, otherwise it won't work for file requests. Same thing for wave speed configuration, where we are actually generating the video. Similarly, you'll have to provide, this is how you pass. Instead of key, it is bearer. That is the only difference. Everything else is the same. Go to select the generic credential type, create the account, and you'll have to actually go through all these glob looking thing, that is the API request, this one, and you'll have to change everything. Once you have added the account, you'll just have to select the authorization field for all these glob looking things. So that's how you do that. We don't use any other providers, so those two. That's the configuration. Now we'll go through the flow actually. Once that is configured, this is the N8N system. The whole workflow here is an end-to-end production system, generating ideas to creating consistent characters, generating videos right over here, and making the lip sync work, adding background music, background score, and sound effects, and final render here. Let's walk you through it. So we start with the schedule trigger, and then there is this story ideation agent. I have a big prompt here. All of these prompts, our entire template can be gotten from our school community. Check it out in the description. This is a generic prompt, and the specificity goes into the user prompt here. So here I have specified that viral TikTok videos, main character narrating throughout, and B-rolls and cinematic sequences. For this run, just generate Noah's Ark story, for example. If I don't give that, it generates all the stories, and in this run it has created David and Goliath, the video that I was showing you, and we have the Noah's Ark story here, and the prodigal son. I'm not really religious, I don't know what all of these stories are, but you can actually ask it to generate a very specific story or a very specific passage or segment from Bible or something like that. And then we have a split out node. What it means is that this is a one whole object here, and that will be split out into 3 different items so that each of these stories can be processed individually. And the filter is for you don't want to process all the 3 items. I'm just filtering it. If that is David and Goliath facing giants, then allow it to pass it through. This is basically for like testing filter by title, but here in the story agent itself, you can ask it to select one specific story or the best story. And the another thing is that if you add a memory agent like this and give a session ID for Bible stories like this, and context length is specified like 50 or something like that, and then you add an instruction here to say do not create duplicate stories, then every time it runs, it will look in the memory and see if it has been already generated. Do not run create duplicate stories. You'll just add it like that, and every time it runs, it will check the memory. The next one after that is a AI character image agent. This is a foundational AI agent that creates AI images for all the characters across these scenes. So what it does is it goes through all the scenes here and creates reference images for each scene. So it identifies the unique characters appearing across the scene. So it knows that Goliath is appearing in multiple scenes, and David also is appearing in multiple scenes. And it also injects the appropriate characters reference images into each scene so that it can be used later to create the scene image. And how that is done is that we are attaching an OpenAI chat model and a create image tool. This is a N8N workflow tool, and you add, and that actually gets routed through to another workflow here. So it hits here, and then it has a key here, JSON action create image from text. And you have multiple models here. I've just configured here. You can select from any of these. For my use case, I've found FlexDev is the best. ByteDance, the Seedance, the TikTok team also has their own Seedream. This is also a new model. Rivals actually GPT image 1 model from ChatGPT. It is actually very good in creating a realistic image, but there's a slight problem when it is being used in combination with Flux context. So that is why I'm using FlexDev. I've tested it. Depends on your story. So what I would advise you to is that create your character images first and then connect this. So that is how that will happen. It will go through each of these. It will create the images, and the image URL is appended. So if I have a look at the image, that is David, and the Goliath is this image. Oh no, that's also David. Oh, this one here. So those are the reference images for the characters. Once that is done, there is also a voice speech synthesis agent here, which is basically saying for each character, go through all the stories, meet David the shepherd. For each scene, create a speech create audio narration really. So when the story agent is created, you have all this, it generates all this narration. Hey, it's David, just a shepherd kid, but I am about to face a giant. And it actually takes that and go similar to this agent, it goes through all the scenes, and in the prompt is the where the magic is, it identifies. I'm giving it all the voice IDs that the audio model supports, and then I'm telling it, given these voice IDs, determine what the gender of the person is, like male or female, and the emotion, attach an emotion based on the story and the scene. And that's what it does. It uses this HTTP tool here, request tool, and it submits a request to FAL AI, and it's using this model here, Minimax Speech to Turbo, and keys is given, voice setting and volume etc can be adjusted here, but this is just an example. But the model will fill in the details how to send it to the speech model, and once that is done, you will get the audio like this. It has the right emotions and stuff like that.
Hey, it's David, just a shepherd kid, but I'm about to face a giant.
The magic is also in punctuating it in the right way. So I have the emotional rewriting guidelines and the punctuations, how to pace it, that's also there. And I'm also just telling it to generate under 5 seconds. That setting is also in the prompt here. The audio URLs and the character image URLs, so they're all merged in with the story. It comes out like this using a merge node. In every scene, all these reference image and audio URLs are injected. And after that, we enter a loop here. All the scenes are being passed into the loop one by one. So the split scenes will look like this. This will be one big story, and that will be story. Scenes will be split into 6 items. This one has 6 scenes. That will be 30 seconds, 5 seconds each. And we are entering a loop here. Each of those scenes will be passed one by one. We have a scene image prompt writer here, and we are simply expanding the initial scenes narration, everything, into a more detailed prompt for the image model. I was actually trying to create the first frame image using this prompt, and that is the prompt here. Nothing complicated, made a lot of mistakes, so all these rules are added here. And after that, we also have a scene video prompt writer. Similar to the image prompt writer, we are converting that initial scene that was created by the story agent based on a bunch of rules. We are converting that into a video prompt here. And once that is done, we are checking if condition. If it has more than one reference image, we are going to use one model. We are going to use Flux Context Multi. This model supports multiple reference images, which costs more. That's why I've separated it. I could have used the same model for all of it, but I wanted to make it cost effective. So if it has only one reference image, you can use a different model here called Flux Pro Context. So that doesn't support multiple images, but it's half the price, about 4 cents as opposed to 8 cents per image. Once we submit the request with that node over there, when we are entering a loop to check the status to see if in the beginning it will be in progress, and once that is not anymore in progress, once that is completed, it will proceed through that if condition to the next phase here. And also there's another node here which is disabled, which doesn't use this. If you disconnect this and connect it to here, it doesn't use the image optimizer. It uses the initial image prompt. That's what that is. But if you want to use the optimizer, use the second one. I just kept it there. So that's the first image that is created, and it uses the reference images. It passes when the image is being created, it is passed like this, the reference image. So the reference image used for that is this one, and then that is being placed into that new scene. And after that, using that as the first frame image, we are entering the video creation workflow here. Again, we are submitting it to wave speed, not FAL at this point. That is the model. That one generates in 480p. If you want to use 720p, it'll be double the price. Actually, there you have, yeah, it's 30 cents. And you just have to change that to that model name over there and replace it there. That's how that works. And again, the same loop, checking the status if it is complete. And after once that is done, you will see at this point, you can see that video is generated like this. Will be downloaded into your and if I go to downloads, yeah, that is the video that is generated. That's the last scene though, and you can see the character doesn't move his lips. And once that is done, we are entering into another AI agent here. I probably should name it to background score and SFX agent. What that does is similar to image prompt writer and the video prompt writer. It takes the scene details and creates appropriate background prompt instructions. So if you look at the output, what it comes out with, that is for each. It doesn't actually use the structured output parser, but it still worked. Gentle acoustic guitar, finger picking warm, crackling for the sixth item. So if you look at the output of that, the sixth scene, if I download it and see, it will be gentle. That's the audio that is generated, and it also generates SFX. So the prompt will be, when I'm submitting it to FAI, that is the model that is used, Audio V2, along with the video. It's a video to video model, and I can say add sound effects and also add background score, and I'm also giving it a negative prompt, which shouldn't, if the lips are moving, sometimes it generates like random gibberish speech, some alien language. So I'm saying vocals, no singing, no speech, no dialogue should be produced. That in the negative prompt, and I'm giving a duration over there for that, and it takes a video URL. And once that is done, we move on to, there's another SFX. If that, sometimes if that fails, you have a fallback here. This is much more expensive. Let me disable that. It's using another model called Cassetta AI, something like that, but it's much more expensive. So if you are going to use that, use it at the end here if you want to, so that it's just one request for the whole video rather than creating audio per segment. But if this is working, you don't have to fall back to it, but I've just kept it right there. And that SFX file is saved to the file system here, and it's saved to the disk. And what I'm doing is I'm just extracting the audio from the file, because you're also generating lip sync audio later, and if you try to pass this video through the lip sync model, it overwrites the background effects, and you lose the background, so it only supports one channel for some reason. So I'm extracting the audio here to be combined later, and then it goes to an if condition here, and it checks if the scene is a vlog type. So for this example, I've taken instructed the story agent to create only vlog type scenes, but if you don't give that, you will get different kind of scenes, establishing shots, wide aerial shots and stuff like that, which I'll cover in a different video, I think. But if you don't give that, you will get all those as well. But you'd only want to lip sync it if there is a face available. That is what this is. The shot type is vlog, and there will be like action shots. Let me see if I can find an example here. I've been testing it a lot. So that's a vlog type shot. So that's an action shot. No, yeah, this kind of shots, it's not a vlog type shot, and so that's what the distinction is. So cinematic shots.
We just proceed to escape in our hurry. Pharaoh's witness the miracle as wow. Check out.
Hey everyone, I'm here at this incredible moment.
So that's what that is. And if it is a vlog type shot, as you can see, the control didn't go through this path at all, because if there's a face there, you're submitting a request to Kling. Also, as the video generator also has a lip sync option. Again, on FAL, you just give a video URL and the audio URL to sync the lips to. So this is basically this sound over here.
Never doubt. When you trust God, giants fall. When you trust God, giants fall.
So it's pretty cheap as well. It's 14 cents per generation, something like that. And we are also saving that to disk after that. This is right node. And here, what did I do? Here in this path, if it's not a vlog type, if you're using it for like cinematic shots, action shots and stuff like that, what it does is that it merely combines the narration with the video. It doesn't go through a lip synced process, and cheaper as well, because it's just a combining of narration and the video. And we are using FFmpeg node combine video audio command. We're running this command to combine that, and for that to work, we need it to be saved to our disk for the FFmpeg command. Read audio to video, and that will have that combined.
Never doubt. When you
we are executing another command to, remember we extracted the audio effects separately because it would actually overwrite the audio effects. We are combining the audio effects back into the video over here, and we have the SFX added here.
Never doubt. When you trust God, giants fall. Believe it, guys.
Once it goes through the loop, all of that is aggregated. All these videos are collected for each of these scenes, which are these.
Hey, it's David. Just
a scene.
There's Goliath, huge Philistine soldier.
And we are using another FFmpeg command to combine everything. We're using a code node first to create the FFmpeg command, which is basically a loop, goes through all the video parts and constructs this FFmpeg command here. And that then we are using an execute command to actually execute the command, which will produce this final video.
Hey, it's David.
Seconds.
A giant. I've got this.
And finally we are uploading it to Google Drive, Google account. Configure that using, just have to go to Google Cloud Console. All the step-by-step instructions are in our school community, much more detail, and we are saving that into a final into that file name, and we are using a second node to share it to get that link, web content link or web view link, and then you can view it here on your Google Drive.
Hey, it's David, just a shepherd kid, but I'm about to face a giant, Goliath.
This is 480p. You can obviously use a higher model. I think I will use an upscale model rather than a higher model from, it depends like how complicated you want to make it. If you're doing it on a scale, the small amounts add up. That is the reason for like subtle optimization, but if you're starting out, you don't have to worry about it too much. But the model is really good. You can create cinematic shots and everything like that. And so that is the workflow. So I've spent 20 days getting this to work, and yeah, the template is available in our school community, and you can, once you join it, you have a bunch of other templates as well over there. It's not just for video generation. You have other N8 automation templates for lead outreach, social media generation, for lead generation, article writer, faceless video, POV history video, social media agent, ton of viral tiny worker videos. A lot of templates are here present in our community, so check it out. The link will be in the description, or if you just want to download it, just the template, it's also possible. It's available on my Gumroad. You're also joining a community of like-minded people who are in this space. All the links are in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hey, it's David, just a shepherd kid, but I'm about to face a giant. There's Goliath, huge Philistine soldier, terrifying, challenging Israel. No heavy armor for me, just sling and 5 stones. Trusting God here. Here goes nothing! Keep your eyes on the giant. I've got this! Boom! Got him right between the eyes. Giant's down. Did you see that? Never doubt. When you trust God, giants fall. Believe it, guys.